I just hope that I can survive. Second day. I failed the theoretical exam. If you can hear some background noise, it's the wind hitting the window outside, and there's some construction going on the other side, and I turned on the aircon because it's very, very hot. But I needed to film this video. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kriztja Marae, your resident tita, and welcome to Adult Things. Welcome to Adult Things, guys. So this is a mini series here on my channel where I talk about all things adulting, and the first thing that I want to share with you guys for this series here on my channel is about getting your non-professional driver's license. So as you can see, I am kind of haggard today. I didn't put on a lot of makeup because super fresh pa. Fresh from LTO. I mean, fresh from the outside world, but I already disinfected, changed clothes and everything, so we are staying safe here, guys. But yes, as you can read from the thumbnail, as you can see from the thumbnail, yes, I will break it down to you guys. I failed the first time I got my driver's license, and yeah. I'm gonna share with you the whole story as we go along, so let's proceed. So first things first, I'm gonna link all the article sources that I have for this video down in the description box below, so just check it out. All other details that are not mentioned here might be down there, so just check out the links. So you are an adult now and you may not have your first car yet, but the first thing that you need to secure in order for you to use your car is a driver's license. So for me, I actually don't have a car yet. I'm planning to get one soon, but not right now because it's still not a need for me. But yeah, since I have more time now than I had before, so I thought, why not secure my driver's license now? So yeah, that's the thing that I want to suggest with you guys. If you need additional IDs, or if you have some extra time and extra cash to spare, I guess it is the perfect time to get your driver's license all ready, because you still have this work from home setup and you can still multitask while securing your requirements for your driver's license. So yes, let's proceed to the steps. I want to shout out to my shirt, Need for Speed. I'm not going to be speeding, so LTO, if you're watching, MMDA, I'm not gonna be speeding po. It's just the shirt. Timing lang. But yes. I'm sorry for the construction noise. What do you need to secure a driver's license in 2021? So actually, LTO has changed their requirements for securing a driver's license. So before, you can easily just get a student permit, but now there are additional requirements. Let's first differentiate the licenses, shall we? So first, we have the student permit, and then we have the non-professional license, and then we have the professional license. So student permit is a prerequisite for you to get your non-professional license, which is the license that you are going to be using if you are a private person just driving your personal vehicle, while professional driver's license is obviously for those who are drivers in profession. Driving is their job, so it is really for professional drivers, so those who are driving the bus, public utility vehicles, such. So those people have professional driver's license, while for me, I just got a non-professional driver's license. So actually, I can get the professional driver's license. I want to, because I want to try to drive a bus, but you can apply for professional driver's license after 1 year that you had your non-professional driver's license. So there are a lot of restrictions din pala, which I'm gonna talk later. So sorry, I'm still so sabaw. I just wanna finish filming this, that's why. So I hope that I'm still making sense. So as what I've said, for this video, we are going to be focusing on the non-professional driver's license. And if you want me to do another video about these details in general, I would gladly do so. Just comment it down below, or if you have some questions along the way, feel free to comment it down below, because I can do a part 2 if you want to. So yes, let's proceed. So I got a non-professional driver's license, or NPL. LTO has implemented more or a few additional requirements for you to secure your driver's license. So I guess LTO has added these requirements in order to really screen the people who are getting their licenses. For the first step, you need to finish at least 15 hours of theoretical driving lessons or theoretical driving course. So this is also called TDL or TDC. These abbreviations or terms are used interchangeably, but those are just the same. It is a 15-hour course where you learn about the vehicle, you learn about traffic signs, traffic rules, right-of-way. So all those things are taught to you in a classroom setting. So I believe last year, back in 2020, LTO allowed the theoretical driving course to be conducted via Zoom, but LTO and DTI, if I'm not mistaken, as what my driving school said. But right now, LTO is only allowing the theoretical driving lessons or course in a classroom setting. So after you have completed your 15 hours of TDL, you are required to take an exam. For me, I got my theoretical driving lesson from A1 driving school, so it is an accredited LTO driving school. So there are a lot of driving schools, so you just search it and make sure that they are registered in LTO. And LTO is also offering TDL, but as of this recording, I searched in their website and they are not offering it just yet because the ECQ or MECQ has just been lifted. So today is April 20, 2021, and yeah. So if there's an update on this, if LTO is offering free TDL, again, I'm gonna link it in the description box below. What happens in TDL? So it is actually, I had fun during the TDL, but it is really very time consuming. So I had my TDL for 3 straight days, so it's 5 hours. It starts at 2 p.m. and ends at 7 p.m. During the 3 days, every after the lesson, there is an examination to kind of refresh your memory. And in a way, these are the kinds of exam that comes out during the theoretical exam when you secure your NPL in LTO. After finishing all the lessons, there will be a final exam wherein you need to get at least 80 in order to pass. And yeah, gladly I passed. You can retake if ever you failed, but you need to pay a fee, I think, to retake. So that's it for the TDL. I forgot to share with you guys, but the fee for the TDL is 2,700 in A1, 2,700, while LTO offers it for free, but not now, as of this filming. So after the TDL, we are now down to step 2, which is getting your student permit. So as what I've said, to get the student permit, you need to finish at least 15 hours of TDL. So I suggest getting your student permit in LTO license renewal centers, which are in malls. So it's usually located in one-stop shops. I know that there is one in Robinson's Ermita and there is one in SM Manila. So I actually got mine from SM Manila. And fun fact, guys, this is actually my 3rd student permit. So I actually got my first student permit when I was 20 years old, and that was the time when the student permit was still only valid for 6 months. Right now, it's valid for a year now. For the first student permit that I got, I failed to secure my license after 6 months because I was too busy. I was busy at work that time, I think, and I didn't have the confidence to drive yet, so I didn't proceed to getting my license. And the second time that I got my license was in 2018, in 2019, but it expired last year during the ECQ, and LTO changed their rules and regulations or their requirements for the NPL, so I had to do everything again. Do I regret it? I would say that my wallet regrets it. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Going back to the step 2, I suggest you to secure your student permit in the renewal centers located at the malls because it's hassle-free and it's much faster. So the requirements that you will need in order to secure your student permit is your TDC or TDL certificate, your PSA birth certificate, both original and photocopy of a valid government-issued ID, and medical certificate. In the renewal center, there's a doctor on standby already, so you can easily just get a medical certificate on the day that you are gonna get your student permit. The medical certificate costs 480 pesos and it is valid for 60 days. So you can use it later on when you secure your NPL, provided that you don't exceed the 60-day period. It is kind of a race kasi sayang yung bayad. There's also an application form which you will be filling up upon application. I got at SM Manila at around 4:30 in the afternoon or 5 na. And I just took my chance, and gladly, it's better to get it later in the afternoon because there's not a lot of people there. Take advantage of that. It's very, very convenient. I think you can do it during your lunchtime. It's that easy as long as you prepare all the requirements needed. They will not get your original TDL certificate. They will just check it if it's valid, if it's legit, and that's it. Now you have your student permit. Now let's move on to step 3. Enroll in practical driving lessons and pass the driving assessment. So you guessed it right, I still enrolled in A1, and this is not a sponsored video, guys. I actually enrolled in A1 before when LTO didn't have all these additional requirements yet. And LTO has the requirement of at least 8 hours of practical driving course or practical driving lessons in order for you to secure your NPL. So this tipid tita, of course, only got the 8 hours, and it costs around 4,860 pesos. Actually, it costs 5,070 pesos, if I'm not mistaken, or 5,700 pesos. But they just gave me a discount because I took my TDL with them. So yeah, I also suggest that if you want to take advantage of that, because you know, discount is everything. Okay, so for my practical driving lessons, I actually chose the manual sedan because number one, it's cheaper, and I want to get restriction B. So yun, under restriction B, so I'm planning to get that. So there are 2 categories for the B. There's the automatic and the manual. LTO has now come up with a lot of categories. So before, I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for motorcycle, 2 for cars, ganon, and so on and so forth. But now they have a lot of restriction codes, and I'm gonna present it on the screen, the restriction codes, if you are curious. But yeah, I chose restriction B in manual transmission because if you know how to drive manual, you are allowed to drive automatic. So it's a win-win. And if you choose automatic, you cannot drive a manual. So yeah, that's why I chose manual transmission over the automatic one. So the 8 hours is divided to 7 hours of lessons and 1 hour of driving assessment. So the 7 hours, I divided it to 3 hours and 2 sets of 2 hours driving lessons. And I also tried to distribute the time schedules. So there was a time I drove in the morning, there was a time I drove at night, and there was a time I drove in the afternoon. So it's just to have a good feel of the Manila traffic during those hours. And yeah, shout out to my instructor, Sir Jeff, if you're watching. You're proud of me. It's my 3rd attempt to get my NPL, and sometimes because of the because of the amount that I paid, I asked myself na should have gotten it before because it would have been cheaper if I did it before. But now thinking about it, I think it's a good investment because it's good to learn all the traffic rules and to really know the techniques needed before driving or being alone on the street in order for you to be an obedient and be a defensive driver, especially if you are driving with a companion or if you're driving with your family in the car. So I think it's a good investment for me, and I'm glad that I took the practical driving lessons for the second time because I'm just in a much better learning mood right now. And I'm also glad that I have the same instructor for the 3 days because I took the practical driving lessons for 3 straight days and I had to wait for a few days for the assessment. Instructors in A1 are really pretty cool. They're really just like your barkada. It's like having a road trip with someone who's teaching you how to drive. Umabot na kami ng SM Aura. We've been to a lot of places and that's without Waze. And I also want to give a shout out and a commendation to A1 because I know that right now it's the pandemic and all my friends know that I am a germaphobe. But I really felt comfortable and secured during the practical driving lessons. So I drove a manual sedan. So the vehicle was a Toyota Altis and they don't allow any companions to join you during the practical driving lesson. So it's just you and the instructor. And they also have installed acrylic dividers between you and the instructor in the front seat. So you are really secured that you are safe. And also the instructors and even I myself am wearing the mask all the time. So of course, it's hard to drive if you have a face shield on. So yun lang yung tinatanggal ko. And the rest of the hours that we are inside the car, we are wearing a mask. After finishing the lessons, the instructor would actually suggest to you the things that you need to improve. So for me, he suggested for me to improve my footwork, need pa mag-gain ng confidence. Yun kasi usually yung thing na nakakalimutan ng mga student drivers that they really need to calm down. Or ako lang yun. So yeah, that is the major lesson. You need to really be alert all the time as a driver, and you really need to calm down and to think fast and to always be aware of your surroundings so that you will not fall into accident. For the assessment, sobrang nakakakaba ng assessment. So it's very, very different than the driving lessons, of course. So it's very nerve-wracking. I'm very nervous for the practical driving lessons because the assessor will not say anything. The assessor will just point to which direction you will go. And the moment that the assessor would point what car you're gonna use, he is actually rating you already. So you really need to do the procedures that was taught to you by your instructor because that is plus points. And tip ko na din sa inyo to guys, that is checking the vehicle outside first, checking the tires, checking the windshield, checking the wipers, checking the engine, parang kahit yung oil check. If you do that, it's a plus point. Inside the car, yung mga pre-procedures, you really need to do that. And that is like looking at the side mirrors, fixing the side mirrors, fixing your seat, and don't forget your seat belt, and don't forget to put down the handbrake. Also, do not hit the gutter, guys. Do not hit the gutter. Yun talaga yung ikababagsak nyo. But yeah, thank God that he spared me from that. So you have now passed your practical driving lessons. What's next? Yes, you're now down to the final stage, which is applying and securing your non-professional driver's license. So for me, I got my non-professional driver's license from the LTO main branch located in East Avenue, Quezon City. So I live in Manila and it is located in East Ave, so sobrang layo. So what are the requirements in securing your NPL? So first things first is to have an online appointment. So I'm gonna link it in the description box below kung saan kayo pwede mag-schedule ng appointments. but I think you also have to double check that the branch offers the computerized theoretical exam, because according to the examiner in the branch where I got my license, not all LTO branches offer the computerized exam. So I'm not sure how that would affect you, but yeah, I just want to share that. And mamaya na yung tungkol sa exam na yan. So next, you need to bring your PDL certificate, medical certificate, and valid IDs for verification. And also, I suggest for you to bring the exact amount for a hassle-free transaction. So the things that you need to pay are 100 for the application fee, 250 for the car rental if you are not bringing your own car, and 580 for the non-professional driver's license. And there is an application form that you will be filling up there. And then next pala, so I suggest also for you to make your account ahead in the LTMS portal. So I'm gonna be linking it down the description box below. So this is where you're gonna input your details such as your name, address, and do you want to be an organ donor, emergency contact details, all that good stuff. So actually, if fully gumagana tong system na to, you can also add your medical certificate code, but I think it's not functioning right now. So an LTO officer there in the branch na will be the one in charge to finish all the things that you need to secure. Kasi parang hindi pa fully yung application. There are still some glitches, I guess. But yeah, complete your profile in the LTMS a day before going to the LTO. So, punta na tayo sa LTO. I think it's good to go there early because as per my experience, as early as 7:30 a.m. or 7 a.m., they're already accepting people na. So, it's good to be early. So, after falling in line, you will then be called to pay the application fee. And that is actually the fee for the computerized theoretical exam for the non-professional drivers. And dito na nga guys, this is where I failed. I failed so bad, but I didn't feel anything kasi you need to prepare your mind and your body that the application process would take a long time. And you also have to prepare mentally during the theoretical exam. Because for me, I failed because nga, I got a 45 out of 60 and the passing grade I think is a 48 over 60. I'm not sure, but yeah, before I read in an online article that the passing is 45 over 60, but I got a 45 and I failed. And that is just like 75%. So dagdagan nyo na lang, do the math. What is the 80% of that? I think that is the passing rate. And I think that is 48 kasi dun sa listahan. So yeah, I failed the theoretical driving. The first part is the theoretical exam for you to proceed to the practical exam. Yun nga, I failed because I'm not throwing shade to LTO, but I just want to share my full experience to you guys kung ano talaga yung situation ng computerized theoretical driving exam. So currently, when I went to the branch, the setup of the theoretical exam is in a room with cubicles and individual desktop units. So I thought na, okay, ganito pala yung setup. But plot twist is the examiners will ask you to remove your mask and your face shield because it is an online exam. So their system will be monitoring your face while answering the questions, and that really made me uncomfortable. Prior to going in the examination room, they will be getting your biometrics, but it includes your face. So the system will analyze if it's the same person taking the exam. So ganun siya ka-high-tech. I actually appreciate that innovation that LTO has made, but the part where you have to remove your mask while taking an exam, I think they can do better because it is really not safe and it really made me uncomfortable. And I'm not making this as an excuse on why I failed, but yeah, gutom na din ako that time. So I was so hungry that time and I was really shocked na ganun yung way ng exam. So, minadali ko siya, as in I answer the questions for just 10 or 15 minutes lang. And then I hit submit and then I failed. So, yeah, hindi na ako nag-review. But that is the setup for their computerized exam for the theoretical part. And I hope that they can improve that. I'm really praying hard right now that I'm not positive. So, I'm gonna have myself tested after a few days. But so far, I'm feeling okay naman. After I failed, you can actually retake the exam the next day. Nag-review na talaga ako the night before. And I can link the reviewers that I've read down in the description box below. And I can also do a separate video to give you some tips for taking the theoretical exam. Medyo mahirap na talaga yung theoretical exam because maraming play of words. You really need to read and comprehend when you answer, and that's my bad because I was really rushing to finish the theoretical exam, not because I'm confident, but because of the situation of the exam room. Actually, konti lang yung passers ng theoretical exam because nga ganun. Minamadali din nila pagbasa, I think. That is the common mistake. So, if you don't want to fail like I did, really review your answers and double check and take a lot of vitamins in order for your immune system to be strong. Kasi when you get in that room, you are going to be exposed. So after that, when you finish passing the theoretical test, you will then proceed to the driving course. Yung ina-apply mong driver license code, that is the vehicle that you're gonna test drive. So there are some na motor, merong manual and merong automatic, and there are cars there available na manual and automatic then for those getting the automatic license only. And may mga sedan. There are a lot of types of vehicles there. And if you have your own car, you can actually take the test using your own car. But if you don't have a car, you have to pay a 250 pesos rental of the LTO vehicle, which is really clunky, medyo challenging ang clutch ng vehicle nila. But thank God I passed. So, madali lang yung practical driving test. For me, the assessor told me, madali lang to. You just have to go this way and then don't hit anything. Kasi kababagsak mo talaga yon. So, ganun lang. Medyo scary si sir, but thank you, sir, for letting me pass. So, he will just tell you to wait outside. He actually didn't tell me if I passed or not, which is parang mas nadagdagan yung kaba ko. But I think he's gonna tell you if you failed, but he's just gonna stay silent if you passed. After passing the practical driving test, you will then proceed back to the examiner's lounge or examiner's area and submit your paper and tell them that you've passed, and then they will ask you to wait for your name to be called in the cashier, and then you're going to be paying the non-professional driver's license application fee of 580 pesos. And wait nyo lang, and yun, makukuha nyo na yung license nyo. The funny thing is, yesterday when I failed, so I actually had a good picture. Now, looking at my license, parang naisip ko na I don't have a single ID where I look okay. So, either sobrang sungit ko sa official IDs ko or super haggard. So, guys, this is how I look like. So, yeah, I finally have my driver's license now. I'm so glad that after the long journey, after almost a month of waiting and effort and parang ilang hours na tinake ko, and yun, nakuha ko din siya. So, after completing all the steps, let us total all the things that we have paid. So, how much does it cost to get your non-professional driver's license in 2021? So, let's cut down to the cost. TDL, 2,700 plus student permit, 317.63, medical certificate, that's valid for 2 months for 480 pesos, practical driving course of 8 hours, which is 4,860, discounted. That is for a manual transmission sedan. If you go automatic, it will still go high. So, application fee for the theoretical test of 100, and because your girl failed the first time, 200 yung sa akin. and car rental for the practical driving exam or practical driving test, 250 pesos, and the non-professional license fee of 580 pesos. So, tumataginting na total of 9,387.63 pesos. But if you don't have to retake, it's just 9,287.63. But it's really pricey. Medyo masakit siya sa bulsa. So if you can get the free theoretical driving course, I really suggest for you to take advantage of that. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for staying. If you watched the whole video, I'm happy that you're here. And also, if this video has been helpful, I hope that you can subscribe to my channel for more adult things, videos, and tita tips, practical tips for you guys. I have a lot of things in mind that I want to share here, and I also have a lot that has been uploaded already, so you can check it out in my uploaded videos. And yeah, with that, I want to rest my voice now, and I want to relax na kasi it has been a long day. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video, and always remember that you are so loved. Bye! 'Cause space, space, space,